Yeah, not too nervous, but,
Cool.
yeah, my name's Flo Sinogui. Um, Me and you go back from high school, so we're, buddies from high school. But yeah, I'm a, labor representative in the Bay Area. So I negotiate contracts for, collective bargaining units for workers, and I've been doing that for about, 6 years now, but, overall in the industry, I've been around 12.
12. Okay.
And so, after high school, I moved to the Bay Area. I was working in kind of in the industry and got introduced into that world. Um, and then about 3 years ago, we decided to move back with my wife. We wanted to get closer to kind of like the how we grew up, you know, um, just like more open area, more outdoorsy. I grew up in Fair Oaks. She grew up in West Sac, but then in Natomas later on. And yeah, so I've been working remotely about like 90% of the time. So it gives
Nice.
me the flexibility to where if I have to go to the Bay Area for contract negotiations or anything in person. I do that, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. Sometimes I go like for the whole week, and I might just stay out there.
That's good. Yeah.
But for the most time, yeah, I'm usually working from home like I am today. And
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
You guys have a son? How old?
Yeah, and I have a son. He's 11. Yeah,
Already.
so he's 11. So he's getting the introduction to the Northern Sac, you know, kind of like how we grew up. He's
Yeah.
into this thing now. He's wrestling right
Cool.
now and he's kicking butt at wrestling. And yeah, he's like meeting a bunch of friends and
Awesome.
they're all hanging out during summer now. And it's just like, it's way different from the Bay Area.
Totally different vibe, huh? Even
Yeah,
for kids too, right?
yeah, for kids especially. I think it's especially for kids because they're like there's so many people, like, it's such a tight area that it's hard for them. Like, they might have 1 or 2 friends that they, like, get together with, the play pay dates and all that other stuff. Here, it's just like kids just go outside again, They get that
Sure.
that feel again. So that's pretty cool.
That's a good point.
Plus the hot summers and the pools, it's not freezing your butt off. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, it's
That's
definitely pretty cool to see it,
I love
enjoy
it.
it.
Man, I'm glad to hear that you guys are back. I like Folsom. Folsom's a great area. I rented out there. Actually, when Barnes was playing for the Kings,
Okay.
we all lived out. I rented a room with him. He would like had the master, and we are all like his little minions basically. But like it was awesome. He'd get us into the games and stuff. But a lot of partying going down. But I love that area. Like it was off Blue Rock. What was that?
Blue Ridge?
Blue Ridge, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
let's say, he got traded to Philly, and that was into that. We all just kind of ended up going, moving out to our back wherever we came from. So I was like,
Yeah,
"Man, at
yeah,
home," I was like, "I'm just gonna go back home, I guess."
yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, totally, yeah, or actually, yeah, take it back, you and Barnes, you guys all went to my first fight, didn't you guys? Weren't you guys
Yes,
all
we
there?
did. Yes, we
Yeah,
did. That
I
was I
remember that.
forgot about that. Yeah. Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, so, like, I think, I was fighting, I think it was, like, King of Cage or Gladiator Challenge, I can't remember, it was one of the 2.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was some cage for sure.
yeah, yeah, I think it was Gladiator Challenge, and then, in Calusa, and then, I just remember fighting, like, not knowing, like, it was just, like, a tunnel vision in the fight, it was, like, a pretty wild fight. And I remember like I won and then I left and I was walking out of the cage and I didn't even know where I was going. I was kind of walking around. I just hear "Flo," and I look up and it's you and it's Jason and it's Matt. Who else was there too? I think John was there
Wilderness,
too.
yeah, he had to been there for
Yeah.
sure.
You
Yeah.
guys were like, "Dude, that was so dope." And I was like, "Oh man," like,
Yeah,
you know, that like made it worth it like 100 times. I always tell my friends about that, like,
that's cool.
because even Matt was like, "Yeah, bro, that was a good fight, bro." I was like, "Oh, thanks, dude." Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
high
Yeah,
bars,
I
and
know, right? I know, that's so
I
cool.
mean, I met him, we used to see him in high school and parties and stuff, whatever, but, just to be like he'd be like, "Hey, bro, like, that was dope." 'Cause everybody's telling him, like, like, "Hey, bro, you're dope," all the time.
Right,
So
right.
so
Kinda
it was
game
like
recognized game, so that's
it was
pretty
just
cool.
cool. It was just like, "Oh, shit, there's man Bar," and I go, "And there's all my boys," like, they got to see
Yeah.
that, like, I didn't tell anybody I was fighting. I think I told my stepdad was the only person that came,
Oh,
to
really?
watch me. Yeah, I didn't tell
Okay.
anybody. My mom, she didn't wanna come, and I told my girl at the time, like, she's not my wife, but, I said, like, "Yeah, I just wanna, like, get this one out of the way first." you know?
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So I didn't tell
Okay.
anybody, so it's kinda like a and, like, a lot of people still haven't seen that fight, but you guys that did, it's
You
pretty
know,
cool.
I don't remember if it was we knew you were fighting or not, but I remember we rolled deep and Barnes had like, he was gifted to borrow, like, a Chevy Tahoe from a dealership guy, and we just
Uh,
packed in there, and he's just smashing down there.
yeah, 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 that's
Yeah,
good.
that was funny, though. It was just like, we're just and then, like, obviously, we did a little gambling, but we're all there for the fights. It was dope. I've never, like, been there before and stuff, so it's all new to me. I loved it. And then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
is
same.
that Flo? No way." Like, me and Holderness are like, "Get out of here," like, just watching, like and then you won, where it's like, "Yes." That was dope.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Really cool. Because even after, like, because everybody's, like, walking up to me like, "Hey, man, like, that was, like, the best fight," like, and I was like, "Oh, thanks," like, you're thinking, like, "Was it really?" Like, you think in your head, like, I coulda did this, I coulda did that, this kinda
Of
looks
course. You're
sloppy.
your own worst enemy,
Yeah, you're like, I just, this was my first fight, so I kinda, like, had, like, nerves get to me a little bit, but I just remember it being a fight, and then, like, like, really dominating him, like, the second half of the fight, which was only, a minute and a half or 3 minutes, whatever how long the fight was, and
felt
then,
like an eternity, though, I bet.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I remember I really beat the guy, like, bad, and then, everybody was just like, "Oh, yeah, it's good, this is great," and then looking up and I see you guys, and, you guys give across, and, like, I was like, "Dude, this is crazy." Like, one of the
And,
craziest.
you know, they wouldn't Barnes wouldn't, like, make that up, He's not the type of
Yeah,
person that
yeah.
would just, say that, so, obviously, he felt that, so that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, it
I
was really
thought you did
cool.
pretty good too, so that's
Yeah,
awesome.
no,
So
no, yeah, seeing you guys watching it was, like, one of the best experiences, like,
I love that.
in my fight game, yeah.
Yeah, it really, like, being able to support people like that. I would wish I, like, had known more, like, I would have gone to even more of your fights. Did you end up doing a lot more after that, or what was,
I did quite, I think I had 4 more total,
Oh, cool.
altogether. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, I fought, in, I did a lot of, local shows in, the Bay Area. My last fight was in 2010, for, I think it's called War Heroes or Art of War or something like that. It was
Okay.
like a Muay Thai event that had MMA too, and then I lost that was my last fight, I lost that in 2010. And I was like, "Alright, I'm getting, better start focusing on work and stuff." Gosh. Yep.
I hear
No,
you.
but
Dude,
yeah, no, but I've been in the game, I mean, I still do jiu-jitsu, I just did jiu-jitsu a couple days ago,
cool.
um, and, my kid's he's wrestling now, and that's a big thing for me because I mean, I wrestled at Barrett, starting, and then Doc Campbell, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what got me, like, the groundwork going, and, really just, watching him go through his journey in it 'cause, he's been doing jiu-jitsu since he was 4, and then, you know, I've been teaching him how to box and Muay Thai since he was, like, a baby, so he walks around kicking stuff and punching things, and
Everything you
that's just,
post, like, you just look super confident and, like, ready to kick someone's ass all the time. I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
"This
totally.
kid's looking
And, you know
fly, ready to beat somebody up."
yeah, he's a really good kid too, so he's, like, really, like, kind-spirited, so he's, like, not mean and, like, doesn't wanna hurt anybody.
Oh,
But at the
that's
same
so
time, I hear him tell his friends, like, "Bro," he's like, "I'll light you up right now, bro." They're
and that's
laughing, I'm
just
like, "Bro, you mind it."
competition, that's fun.
Yeah, but, the wrestling thing here at Folsom, I think is really cool to see 'cause, like, the program's so huge. I mean, Folsom High School is, like, some of the best sports right now in California. It's crazy.
Absolutely. The
I mean,
talent
well,
that's been
their
coming out of
football.
Sacramento as a whole is ridiculous, but
Yeah, yeah, no, and
Folsom
that's true, like,
Folsom in
yeah.
itself, holy smokes, so much talent.
Yeah, it's funny, like, when we grew up, it was obviously, like, like, outgrove us and, we had,
Grant.
Grant and Grant was huge too. But to see, Folsom where they're at now, especially amongst, like, the other sports too, like basketball even and soccer and wrestling, wrestling, they had, like, 3 state champions in the last, like, I think 5 years, something like that. Something crazy, which is crazy because like, the best wrestlers that we knew in our high school who were, like, to me, like Jared Lane and,
Like
like,
Garrett Lane.
uh, Spagnoli, like, watching those guys, come up, um, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, watching those guys, like, yeah, those guys were really good, and then they never got close, to, like, the state level. They might have
That
went to
well.
state, like,
Yeah.
tournament, but there's, like, yeah, there's like 3 kids that, in the last like 5 years of one state over at Folsom. You're like, man,
That's
that's insane.
crazy. That's crazy.
So, yeah, no, so we
Yeah.
really like the area.
Yeah,
And
tell me about your house now. Like, what, when did you buy? And can you tell me about a
so
little bit like the process of like finding it and buying it, real quick?
yeah, so we came in, we moved back to the area. We decided like, hey, we wanted to check out the area, just and let's just rent for like a year and see what we could find. And so we rented in Folsom, and we really liked the area, like the schools and everything. But there's and then actually, let's run it back. It was pre-pandemic. We already decided that we were going to move to Folsom, so we already looked around in the area. My wife got 100% remote work. I was just going to leave my job and look for something out here. And you know, um, like in the middle of process, the pandemic hit in March. So boom. But we already knew that we were leaving June 1st. Like we were already pre-packed.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
already is
And
set.
we're already
Okay.
looking at places and stuff. And I think we had a couple places in mind already. So then we locked it down. I want to say in like April or May, we locked down the place to rent. And because the individual was moving to Arizona and he needed to rent it out. And so we came in June, and like 3 months later, we're like, oh, we really like the area. Let's just start looking. Um, at the same time, we we did have a property manager for our other um place in Natomas, and I actually like the house in Natomas. Um, and I was
That
thinking
your
like, well,
that's your rental?
yeah, like we could just move there,
Right.
but the schools aren't as great, and but the area is coming up. I was like, this is like a great area. It's coming up, and been really patient with it a long time. So like, why don't we just move there? And once we saw Folsom, we're like, oh yeah, we really like Folsom.
You can't
So
really compare, that's pretty hard to do, you know?
yeah,
Like,
I did.
the Thomas is fine in itself, but to try it's just
Yeah, the topography here, like just the environment in general, like the outdoorsiness. You have the rivers, you got the lakes, you
yeah.
got like bonus, you got
And it's like, you're just super hilly and like, Folsom is just yeah, it's like Thomas is flat. Used to be like
yeah,
flooded plains or something like
totally.
that. So it's
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
different.
totally. It's right next. Yeah, it's right next to the. It's definitely gonna get flooded. But yeah, so we're staying here for about 3 months, and I said we should just go ahead and all right,
Oh, good.
oops, pardon me. Um, we should stay here for let's check it out for a little bit, and then maybe decide to purchase later on. And I think about 3 months in, we decided that we would just go ahead and purchase in the area. And so we started looking at houses that are already
Were they going up?
lived in.
Were the
Yeah,
prices going up at that time?
yeah, they were a little bit. So when we first came out to start renting and looking at areas, we did look at Rockland, and the house that we looked at there, which was actually bigger than our house than now, was about 570, I think, or 560.
Okay.
And so when we got here, the houses were about 478, 578. Some of them that were already pre-lived in next to Intel were about 625 that we looked at.
Is this like a
Uh,
4 bedroom or a 3 bedroom?
4 bedroom.
Or
Yeah, yeah, most of them are about 4 bedrooms. And then, yeah, we started looking, and we were going to see anything that we really liked. So I was like, well, why don't we hold off on a little bit, or why don't we look at some new development stuff? So we started going up the hill, and up the hill where all the new development is, we had like this whole new area up here in between Folsom really and Eldorado Hills. We were
over
like,
by the golf course?
no, we're actually closer up to like, um, right off the 50, like near, past East Midwell before
Yeah,
you get to
okay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 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 on the right
Alright.
side of that like huge development.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, so we came up here and we found, the developer, and it was just like perfect timing. We're just like, well, let's see what they got. And I think the house was like originally around 578.
Mhm.
And then before the construction, so we're like, yeah, let's just lock it in. Locked in the contract, locked in a pool contractor as well. and we just started doing
Genius.
everything like just right off the bat, and it ended up working out because you know by the time they were ready to finish, which was in September 21,
Mhm.
interest rates had already been at like the lowest they could possibly be. So we took advantage of that.
Sweet. So, yeah, can you maybe walk us through more of this process of buying a brand new build? The whole, getting because they have their own real estate agents, they have their own lenders, all that kind of
Sure.
stuff, right? So you're working directly with them for everything. Am I right?
Yeah, I primarily, yeah. So they do give you incentives to do it, go down that route,
For sure.
Um, and so then you walk in, you find a lot that you like, you find a build that you want, and they tell you like here's the plan areas, and here's the lots that they have. And go ahead and pick one. These ones are premiums. These ones are a little bit bigger size. So these are what houses can fit in these specific lots.
Okay.
Because they have it already planned out.
Oh yeah.
They have 4 types of, designs, and they're like, "It's gonna go A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D," and here's a designated, and these ones are chosen, these ones are not chosen. So you choose a lot, what's your design, and so I was like, "I want a premium lot because I want a pool," So you pay extra 20 grand, you know, for
So worth
that
it
piece.
though. So worth
Yeah, it's
it.
well worth it, yeah, yeah. So, and then they send you to the design studio, or like, "Hey, here's a design studio," and, like, you basically, semi-custom, so, countertops and flooring and
Yeah.
painting and everything else, like, do it from the ground up. That's a whole, ordeal, but, and
Sure.
here's
Because
your
that can
baseline.
really fluctuate the
Yeah.
price. I
Yeah,
mean, you
so
can
here's your
do
baseline stuff, and here's
yeah,
what
yeah.
premiums are, and what else do you want, and like for me, like entertainment and my work is really important. So I want to make sure like I had like the latest internet, like hardline throughout the whole house. I have speaker wires going everywhere, pre-wired for everything. There's like outlets up in the ceiling for power sources that I
Yeah.
might use in the future. So
Probably have a
um
200 amp system so you can plug in a car charger.
yeah,
You
kind
do,
of like
huh? Of course.
yeah, yeah, you have that, you have solar, you have, like,
Oh, you got the solar too?
uh
Is that paid
yeah,
for, or are you still having to lease that?
so at least that one, yeah, so that actually worked out for us leasing that, because, it wasn't connected correctly initially, and so our electrical bill was a little bit higher than normal, and so when we found that out, we just contacted the company, and then they refunded all that leasing money for the
Cool.
entire time it wasn't active.
Wow.
S
That's
so,
huge.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why I always suggest it. Plus, the technology keeps getting better anyway. So they might be swapping it out in like,
Oh,
5,
sure.
10 years anyway.
Sure.
So yeah. So we just lease it.
That's a
And then
good way to do
and
it.
it's pretty cheap. I think it's only like $39 a month or something like that. It's
That's it?
really cheap.
What? Wow.
Yeah. It
That
might be
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit more, but I think it's really cheap.
Still, that's nothing. And then usually it's like a couple hundred and for like 30 years or something, like 20 years.
Oh yeah. And then
Crazy.
our the power thing we got to see firsthand what it is. I mean, you're running the pool and three people being home during the pandemic and stuff, and you're looking like 350, $400 a month in like electrical,
Sure. Sure.
with that, it's like down to like maybe $100 sometimes,
That's
depending on how hot it is and how much you're running stuff.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
worked out really great too. So yeah, so you go through the whole process of building everything, and they give you a final tally, and it's like, like, oh man, it's like 700,000. You go through and find out like, what do you really need? We really need this window, but we probably don't really need this other thing.
Yeah.
Probably
So
don't
you gotta
need gold
scale back a
countertops.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when we first built it, it looked like, the dictator and, like everything's gold. But
Yeah.
no, like you scale things back and you're like, all right, this is really our budget. So we finished out, and I think the final price was like 625.
That's oh
Gross.
man, that's huge. That's not bad at all for Folsom, a brand new build. I mean, like, and it's all custom because you picked everything. That's
Yeah, yeah, no, it's
wow.
so that was cool. And then we locked in the pool developer as well, like in during the build. So we contracted them out. Um they finished in September 21 with the entire build, and we moved in mid September. Um Pool guys got started in December. and
Okay.
it finished in May of 22.
Hey,
So
but that was like
because of
you
that,
got
we
the whole
saved.
summer to enjoy it though, right?
Yeah, and I think we saved like 40% too on the cost too, because I think
Really?
full prices were up like
Oh,
40%,
I bet.
60%. Yeah,
The demand just shot through the roof.
they shot through the roof, and people were like, the materials, everything cost labor,
Oh, that
everything
too,
shot.
Jesus. I didn't even think about that.
So
My
we
goodness.
contracted ours in July of 21, uh, and
You were
locked
like the
everything in.
last of, like, the ones that were getting a good deal, and then, like, after that, it was just like everybody was just going straight
Yeah,
up.
yeah, totally.
That's
So
awesome.
we saved a lot there, and then yeah, so we moved in and I took advantage of the lunch trade, and well, December and January we just went ahead and looked into HELOC to pay off the pool,
Very nice.
and sure enough, like the prices of the house was already like a nine
Shot up.
something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, not even 6 months.
yeah,
Shot
yeah,
up like 50%.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
I haven't checked it
It's
recently, but I know
amazing.
a couple houses up the street that like sold for like 1.3, 1.6. You know, so like yeah, if we didn't take advantage of the time, then there's no way we could have did it. You know, we'd probably end up
Right.
subrenting or to the.
It's
But yeah, I think it was really important to like. I think one is like getting out of the comfort area and like finding something that might be a little bit further than the beaten path, or might be an upcoming area. I'm like really getting out there. I mean, because I hear people like looking at Cameron Park now and like Placerville,
oh, oh,
you
yeah.
know, um, or
Loomis.
in between, yeah, exactly. Lewis, you see like a lot of these outside areas, and you know, you can really find something that you're really looking for if you just like decide to push out a little bit more. I think, and for us, it works out perfect because we like one thing. There's a major industry here,
Mhm.
with Intel and some of the manufacturing companies out here as well. Um, yeah, a lot of the new shopping areas as well coming up in this area, and yeah, I just really like it. I like everything about what we chose. And it's not super crowded right now. I mean, a lot of people are moving here, and they're already adjusting the roads, and yeah, they got to learn a lot from the I think like the failures of like Roseville area,
Mm.
because they didn't think about how many people would be living in that small area, and you go to traffic now there is like a nightmare. Here I feel like they're building a new road before they even have
Good
plans laid
point.
out.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
'Cause oh, I can't stand Roseville. I can't get I if I have to get on 65 or go that way, I just can't stand it. Once you're there, it's fine, like, but it's
Yeah.
just holy smokes, like, it's so hard to get to.
Yeah, I mean, we went to a comedy show last night at Thunder Valley, and it takes like 45 minutes to get there. I'm like, dude, it's closer to us than Sacramento,
Yeah.
but it takes me 20 minutes to get to Sacramento. It takes us 45 minutes to get to Roseville,
That's
you know,
that's some
and
craziness.
they don't have a direct freeway from our area, so
What?
you know,
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's the worst part. So, you're forced to go all the way around and then jump on 65, or you can cut through and try to go, like, down, like, Hazel or
yeah,
Madison,
that's what I do. I usually cut
Sunrise,
down
all that.
the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's just you're just
Just
weaving
stop and
back and forth.
go
I go
like the whole way. Yeah, you just
I used
like,
to do that all the time when I went to Sierra, and my
oh,
dad
okay.
I lived in Fair Oaks over by Bella Vista, so just weave back there with Rusty, just dropping them off and coming back home every day. But, I hated every minute.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so then, I mean, I think because of that, we really like we like what's happening here, and I think in the next like 10 years, it's going to transform. I mean, it looks completely different from when I was a kid. Obviously, like it's unrecognizable. But then, like seeing how much new development in even the last 2 years has like been through the roof. It's just the roads are completely changed, and they're expanding more roads, and they're building a new hospital facility here
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and more elementary schools, and the schools are all 10. So
I
yeah, it's
know.
been really.
Everything's just really nice too. It's just top quality. I love it. And there's so
Yeah,
much room up there to between them and El Dorado Hills, I feel like they can still get some more structures out there, more homes, all that stuff. But I'm sure they have plenty of plans
yeah, they have plenty
because
of land.
honestly, what you guys did, not only like it's just crazy how things work out, the timing of it and everything. Doing the HELOC, basically, you walked in to a bunch of equity, so you paid for your pool, and didn't even have to worry about that, like, obviously, and your house is probably worth way more now, and like, if you were to try to resell it right now, I bet you get so many offers, like, over asking, just a bidding war. Obviously, you don't wanna do that, but it just goes to
Yeah.
show, like, the demand for that area, especially, a new build like that, I'm sure people jump on that so much.
Yeah, and we really threw into it. It wasn't just like the pool we did like all the landscaping, the hardscaping. You
Cool.
know, we got like a fire pit and waterfalls and like tropical rainforest in the backyard now, you
That's
know.
please.
You know, I built like an outdoor shed too, and as we have two separate awnings, you know.
I can't wait.
Um,
I wanna see it. You gotta invite me over, man.
yeah, bro, yeah, you definitely come over, man.
I'm
Come
gonna invite
over.
myself over, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, bring the family, dude. We got plenty of weekend. I'm
I
down for
know,
sure.
right? Let's
100%.
do it. Do you play
We'll
golf?
hit up John too.
Yeah, yeah. Me and him, actually, Spalding moved to Sweden. I don't know if you heard of that, but
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, that's great. That's
so
so
we used
awesome.
to always before he moved, like I used to live with Spalding before I met my wife, and then he moved to Sweden and got married, had a kid, and she so when he left, Spalding was kinda like the glue that kept us, like, hanging out, the 3 of us. So, like, me and John, like, we're still, like, best friends, but I probably haven't seen him for months, but as soon as we're like, "Let's go play some golf, we'll play some golf." It's like we never, stop talking because,
Yeah,
we've known each other
yeah,
so long, he talks talking shit, all that kinda stuff. It's just
yeah,
annoying,
yeah.
but it's just
No, the same
different
thing
not
with
having Spalding around, you know?
yeah, no, I totally get that, bro. I totally get that. It's just like, you know, like me and Danny Wynn, you know, we've been friends forever, and he lives in
Yeah.
Sacramento, and yeah, like as soon as I came back here, I hadn't seen him for like years almost, and even though we talk all the time. But now it's like we're there. I'm like, yeah, why don't we get together more often? Why don't we hang out? You know, so he's a big time golfer too. You know, like I golf with him, but obviously, like I'm not nowhere near as good as he is in it. You know, so I'm like depressed. I'm like, I'm not golfing for another 6 months, bro. Yeah,
It doesn't matter, though, just get out there and have fun.
yeah, no, totally. But yeah, like that's what
He's
I'm
that
saying. Like,
good,
and
though,
I
huh?
we saw John, at the reunion, whatever, and I was like, bro, let's get together, dude. Like, let's go. I like you like to go outdoors and stuff. My son and I like to do that shit too. We want to go, fishing and stuff. And, like, let's just get together. So yeah, no, you're more than welcome, bro. Like, let's set up a date. You guys come through, check it
Uh,
out, and see
absolutely.
what
I'm
we did.
gonna I'm gonna set up actually a tea time for golf and then like invite you and John and to see if you guys want to come and Danny too, like just
Yeah,
get a
let's do it,
foursome,
dude.
that perfect foursome. And then if you guys can't, you can't. We'll just book another day, but I think we'd have a blast, the four of
I
us.
think so too, man. And Danny's he's mellow a little too. He's totally dad, he's scary Asian dad now, but he,
Love it.
he's a great golfer. And he's fun to hang out with too, man. So yeah, he's real chill.
Cool,
So
cool. Awesome.
definitely be cool. But yeah, no. So with the house and everything, we did a theater room. We're finishing it up now, and a bunch of other things. Like uh, yeah, like, I'm doing like a full gym in the garage, and I'm actually like raising up like a little platform for the mats for jujitsu, and I'm gonna start teaching jujitsu out of there too to some of the kids in the area.
Boy.
And one of my nephews, he lives in Rancho, so I'm gonna be teaching him. He's actually already training in Muay Thai and fighting, so he wants to fight this year. So I'm like, all right, we found a couple gyms that he wants to join, but I'm gonna keep training him on the side as well.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm ready to. So yeah, like it's just the kind of building like your own little kingdom out in these areas. You
It
finding
is.
something.
Sure.
It's just way worth it, man. It really is. Because I mean, when we're in the Bay Area, we're spending 4,300 $4,300 a month for a 2 bedroom apartment. Yeah.
That's
And now at the end of the day, with the HELOC and everything else, like I mean, you're still saving money on that. And
a lot.
except for now you have 4 bedroom house plus a loft plus a studio that I'm in right now or study. You guys call it, yeah,
Yeah,
study.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so me and my wife have our own offices. We don't even get to see each other during the day if we don't have to,
Yeah. That's so
And then,
perfect.
we have the theater room for the kid, and he gets to play games in there and do whatever he wants. And he's got his own bedroom. And then we have a loft to chill at, and um, yeah, you have the whole outside kingdom area. It's like
You can't get
uh,
that. I mean, if you put your house into the Bay Area, I mean, how many millions? How
probably like
much?
3.5, probably. Yeah, like
Yeah.
on our block that we were at, the houses are probably like relatively close to the same size, not as big as a lot, but they were like average 3 million.
It's just
And
ridiculous.
no, that's
The
crazy. Yeah, there's
difference.
no way you can afford it. There's no way you can
Yeah.
afford it. And then sometimes, like, if you want and that's like a okay area, you want like a better area, you're looking at like the 6 and 11s, and they're like, there's no way. There's just
No
absolutely no
way.
way.
Yeah.
So
So it's like a totally different world. I mean, and that like that's why so many people during the pandemic were moving up here with like all cash from the Bay Area because they could just and then buying everybody out. So like the people here in Sacramento are getting priced.
yeah, and I think the weather is honestly better. Like, I mean, I love Bay Area. I like that constant like low 70 breeze,
That's true. That is a I
Uh,
like it too.
but up here, like like you get 2 months a year. Up here, I think with the topography and the hills and everything, is like we get that delta breeze at night. So it does get hot during the summer, but at night it's like we get that nice wind in there, and you got a pool, bro. Like to jump in there and like relax. Like it's hot. Yeah, that's the whole point. Like in the Bay Area, there's pools and the complexes and stuff, but nobody uses them because you're freezing your ass off. It's just even people
Yeah.
at home pools, like they spend most of their money on heating them.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah. So it's just different. I think like getting out, finding an area that you can like live with and be happy with and suit your kind of like lifestyle is one thing. And then like honestly, just like if you don't see what you like, just go make what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not everybody
Like
has that. Like, not everybody can do that. But with us is like we weren't super balling either. Like, we both had good jobs, we both had consistent careers, but we didn't have like tons of money saved up. We had our 401ks and we had some small savings here and there. You know, and we just pieced it together really and jumped in. And we realized that like, listen, the money that you're gonna dump down and spend, you know, um, is not as impactful as you think it is. And but the money that you're spending every month after back is that's relatively the same, not cheaper, you know?
plus the
So
benefits of owning a home, the write-offs, and stuff like that. You can't do that renting. Can't do anything
yeah, yeah,
with renting.
totally. You totally can. And then it's like, yes, like I do love the Bay Area. I love the culture and the people and the weather and having the ocean nearby. I'm a big fisherman, so I like going out there and fishing, whether it's offshore or uh,
It's off the bank.
just yeah, just going anywhere, getting like on the boats and stuff. They're always ready and available. And that's cool. But and I think about it, I was like, yeah, like I was fishing every day there. But then it's like, that's all I could do there. I couldn't afford to do anything else there. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I like to chill in my pool now. You know what I'm saying? So like, you want to go fishing today? Or you want to go chill in your pool? Well,
Right,
either way, it's
right.
all good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just finding that thing where you can, just like make like your own little kingdom like anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter. I probably did the same thing if we're in Natomas, with the property there. So it's
Yeah,
just just
talk about that real quick. You mind? You
so
got, like, a real quick
that one
minute?
gets really weird. So like when you send me like the questions and everything about like investment and everything, like for us, we kind of fell into it on accident.
Okay,
Um, so my mother-in-law she purchased a house back in like late '90s or 2000s. And that's where my wife went to high school. She lived in that house. She was in high school and in
okay,
college. Um, and then we got married in 2010, and in 2011, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they both moved back to the Philippines and they rented out their house. So we helped them set that up for rental and we helped manage that piece. In 2013, my mother-in-law passed away during the typhoon. Um, yeah. And this is after they purchased and built like their dream home in the Philippines. So they built this huge, massive complex there. And it was like less than a mile away from the water. And next thing you know, like the swells came in and like engulfed the whole house. So yeah, so she lost her lives and then lost her life. And then my father-in-law, he was pretty badly injured, but he started like kind of moving around in the Philippines and just like was just like renting and like not really, he didn't want to come back basically. He wanted to go back to the house. He didn't want anything else. So they gave it to us to kind of manage it. And so we kind of inherited it. And then so we went through all the legal stuff for that and locked that down. And then yeah, we just started renting it out. And so what we did initially, when we started renting it out, the market was good. But it still wasn't,
Not quite what it
well, like,
was.
yeah, it was pretty great. So there's just a lot of areas are still coming out there, like, because like Sacramento is in some of the smaller areas, um, even in the Bay Area, like some of the when the economy starts getting better, they're like the last ones to like trickle off of that and come up,
Sure. Yeah, it really depends
So
on the area for sure.
and the same thing with the Natomas, right? The Natomas was like starting to develop, but there really wasn't anything going on out there. And so what we did is, as a favor, we rented it out to my former boss's son and his wife.
Okay.
So we cleaned it up, and I mean, it's a beautiful home. It's a 5 bedroom home. I think it's like 3,600 square feet or 3,700 square feet
Huge. Huge.
on like a 6,000 square foot lot. Um, so yeah, we just cleaned it up as much as possible. We started managing ourselves and renting it out to them at a very low price. I mean, it was barely enough to cover not even the mortgage. I don't think. I think we were still a
You're
little bit
still
out of
coming out
pocket.
of pocket? Holy smokes.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. We did
Nice
it
of
for
you.
about 3 or 4 years, and then they are like, "Oh, we're going to move to Arizona." So we're like, "Okay, cool." So when that happened, we're like, "Okay, we're not doing this by ourselves anymore. We're going to find a property manager." So we found a really good property manager come in, and they connected us
Referred
with a
or
bunch.
did you find them on your own?
He was through a friend, actually, a friend of a
Always
friend.
helps.
And he handles most of the stuff out of the Bay Area, but he had some things out in the Sacramento area as well. So yeah, he was able to connect us with a landscaper and a contractor, general contractor, and we just went to town and completely we didn't really remodel it, but we put in the carpet and new flooring and um, you know painted it and did everything that we needed to do. And it's a really nice house. Well, right when we did that, um, uh, some new companies came into the Zomas area, um,
Oh, buying them
and
all up.
yeah, and so next thing you know, like um, we were able to rent like I think we're about like $600 or $700 above the mortgage right now. Maybe more than that. I think it's actually more than that. It's probably like 1,200 or something like that.
Awesome.
I haven't checked in a while, so
Oh, very
but yeah, I mean the house is like pretty much everything that comes into it is like takes care of the house, takes a little bit aside, takes care of some of the maintenance stuff, which is not very expensive at all.
mm,
And then the rest of it just goes towards principal. So I think I think the house will be paid off in like 4 or 5 years, something like that. It's been
and then you
kind of
just
crazy.
don't even have to worry about managing it. You got someone taking care of it. You just, it's one of those things that you you wish you would have. Sounds like you wish you would have done sooner, as far as the property
Yeah, yeah,
manager.
totally. Like, and that's what I was talking about my in-law too. Like, yeah, they let the house like long term to like folks. I think a lot of people make a mistake in like and they don't want to deal with is like when you rent out to people and when people rent your house, like they don't really care. It's not their house.
It's terrible.
They're gonna trash it.
Yeah,
And previous renters, yeah, that they did that. And so we had that experience with it and how it's real. But sometimes you don't want to just do it for the money because of that, right? You want to like rent it out to people that you can one either help, what I'm saying, give them a deal
sure.
because they're trustworthy, that they're going to take care of the property. And so that's what we did for a good amount of time to help us like learn like our mistakes from the previous renters.
There you
And
go.
then the area jumped up. It was like, yeah, now we have this property that's worth a lot and it's nice and people are spending like a hefty amount of money on it, and just the rent. And for them, it's still a deal because, their rent is less than my mortgage.
Right.
So
They're probably like, you know, we're looking for a place too. It's like, if you have a family and all that kind of stuff, it's not easy to find a place like that that's
yeah,
affordable. So
totally.
I'm sure they're
And it
all
was
about it.
great too. We got to keep a lot of like the essence of my mother-in-law too. Like she planted a bunch of fruit trees and exotic trees in the back. And so it's like this like little, like little secret garden in the back. It's pretty cool. And so yeah, whenever we go back there, like somebody moves out or whatever, it's like the opportunity for us to go there and like check out the property and like walk around and stuff. And
That's
check out the fruit trees and stuff. Like, there's like a thing called calamansi. It's like a miniature like lemon, like
oh yeah.
citrusy type of thing.
Oh,
It's a Filipino thing. Like we use it for cooking and stuff.
okay.
And so whenever somebody moves out, we like run over there, grab as many of
Yeah.
those as we can. Like
Yeah.
thing. And I always tell my wife, I go, man, I wish. I wish I knew that tree would survive here in Folsom because I would pull it and bring it here, you know?
Totally.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll survive out here because it does get hot out here, you know? And, yeah, it's a little dusty, it's a little drier climate than down there because down there's got the river, so it's a little more humid, a little more tropical.
You should just
So,
start a new one. Get a small one and see if it'll
yeah,
take,
well,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, probably should. But, yeah, no, like, just like I said, like, just finding the property, then, like, a lot of people just probably would have sold it, you know? Um, my father-in-law was like, "You guys can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it, you know, we don't care." And, you know, for us, it's like long term, like, thinking about it, like, you know, one of the wishes that she had was that she wanted to give it to my wife and give it to my son later on down the line, you know? And so for him now, it's like when he goes to school, you know, hopefully, you know, if I can convince him to go to Sac State, then I'm like, "Hey, bro, you go to Sac State, you can stay at the house in Natomas, you know? Like, just stay there, you know,
That's
or go to
money.
Davis, you know, or you give
Yeah.
it to Davis better, you know? Like, that's
Yeah.
right there. That's that, you know, that's a quick commute, you know? Like, that's your place. You can have that, like,
A
you know, be paid off.
5 bedroom, 2,000
Yeah.
square or 3,000 square foot home, you said?
Yeah, it's about 3,000, I think. And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Bro,"
who wouldn't want that?
yeah, like, you know, like I said with your boys, like, get all your boys, move there, you know, charge them, like, low rent, you know, a couple hundred
Yeah,
bucks, you got, you know, party money for the weekend, you know?
and have a blast doing it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm hoping that we can do something like that. Sorry, my little dog is
Oh, you're good. I thought it
she
was
got
mine.
out.
I was about to go, shut my door.
Yeah, I got 3 of them, bro. Um,
I got 2 of them, but,
so, but yeah, yeah, so, like, you know, with that property, I think the biggest thing is, like, learning with that is just, like, go ahead and, you know, don't just do it, like, thinking, like, you're gonna make money off of it, you know? Like, really, like, it's been a tool to be able to help out friends, you know, and I've gotten, you know, further in my career probably because of all the help I was able to get with my boss and stuff like that, you know, like, for his kids. I mean, I didn't do it for that, but it was just like, you know, one of
oh,
the things.
yeah, but to be able to help, that must have felt really good,
Yeah,
and the
yeah, because
fact
he's a
that
young
you
kid.
guys
I like the guy too, man. Like he's a really cool
awesome.
kid, and his wife. I used to work with his wife before too. She worked with us, and then they're both going to school and doing their thing, and so to help them out and give them something where they're paying super ultra low rent, you know. And I mean, I think they were paying like 1,600 a month. To be honest, it was like, you know, for a house that
So
size,
dirt
crazy.
cheap.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, that's what the apartments go for now, you know. Um,
Easy.
and so yeah, like, just allowing, them to kinda do their thing and then gave us time to, like, be able to, like, "Okay, we trust these people, they're not gonna thrash the house even furthermore than it has been in the past." Give us a little breather, and they would tell us, like, "This is wrong, that's wrong," and they would work with us, be like, "Yeah, just come fix it whenever you want," you know, like, "It's not a big deal right now." We're like, "We gotta get this thing done," so, you know, we would go and fix the roof or, pull the carpet, you know, put a new
Mhm.
carpet for them. Like I said, the flooring and some of the pipe stuff that needed to be done plumbing wise, like, it gave us the opportunity to look at and see how much work needed to be done in the house. And luckily, there wasn't that much at all. And then when they decided to leave, it was like, okay, now it's time for a revamp, you know, like deep clean, you know, paint jobs, everything. And yeah, and it was the perfect time to rent now because like now it's like, okay, now we can really rent it out and find out what we need to be at, you know?
Totally.
So,
That's awesome,
and,
man.
and now it's like, yeah, it's just like, it's this whole money making thing, you know? I think the goal in the future is probably, once that's settled with that premium, start looking at other properties in other areas that are growing kind of like Folsom, you know?
Add to your
Um,
portfolio?
yeah, it just like, you know, just places like, honestly, I only want to purchase places where I want to live and like where I want to like be, you know? I
Sure.
won't buy anything just for like investment purposes, just by itself.
Ah,
It'd be like, you know, like maybe Tahoe or maybe outside of Tahoe, maybe like, Pollock Pines or,
there you go.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
some place that like, yeah, I can rent it out for right now or whatever, but it's probably like a place that I would probably want to go to in like my
Yeah,
retirement age. Just
like a cabin or something.
yeah, totally. Something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that would be
You know,
amazing. You ever thought
yeah.
about maybe doing a multifamily, like a condo or I mean, a duplex or a triplex
Yeah,
apartment?
you know, one of my buddies, he actually does that in some other states like Iowa and like Texas. And I think he has even like a duplex in Stockton too. So
Okay.
he's talked to me in the past about doing something like that. So Yeah, definitely something like that. I mean, that'd be great actually. But if I was going to do something like that, like again, I'd be somewhere I want to live
Sure,
for sure.
sure.
So maybe somewhere in the Bay Area, like not necessarily like San Francisco or something like that. That's unattainable, but somewhere like Aptos,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Watsonville,
yeah.
or you know,
Sure.
um, somewhere somewhere I would like to go visit and hang out with. You know, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and have a unit that's just like my own. That make the other unit pay for some of it.
totally.
Type- But
Then you just, eventually have, both of them just, quiet cash flow coming in and
yeah, and then for me, it's just like make them like because I think with the house in Natomas, if that eventually pays off and the excess money there, then have some of that excess paid for some uh whatever has to be for the other investment properties. And so not necessarily like have tons of you know money coming in for ourselves and disposable income. I mean that's always nice and stuff, but really be more for like lifestyle. Like that's a place that's paid for. I don't have to worry about it. I can go there whenever I want. That would be ideal for me. You
so you
know?
can use them as tax havens, basically. You can take a
Yeah.
loss and you know what I mean? Like, 'cause being a W-2, are you W-2?
So I'm W2 and I'm 1099 too.
Oh, okay, so at least you get some
Yeah.
d you can do some write-offs, but the
Yeah. I do
W-2s,
some
people
consulting
can't
work.
write anything off besides unless you're doing something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do. It's just, luckily enough, I do consulting work for some of our web development stuff for our local and
Oh, nice.
air things. So, but because of that knowledge I do for my work, I'm able to like put it out there for other companies to help them out with their things.
Yeah,
So,
great.
so yeah, like SEO stuff and
Oh, yeah? Okay,
some development stuff. Yeah.
okay,
So
that's great.
that was just like my extra thing that I did, and because of that, it allowed me to take on the 1099 work. So I get that extra income that's totally separate, and then I just use that basically for my tax write off stuff.
Right on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
obviously, we're not tax professionals, but, I have a CPA, I'm hoping you do too, that tells you what you shouldn't be doing with your taxes and money, but, real estate is a really good avenue for taxes and write-offs and whatnot, so, always
yeah,
talk
yeah.
to
No, yeah, no,
the CPA.
I get CPA. Yeah, they're worth it. They're worth $500 a year.
Yeah.
And it's like
Little brother's, my CPA.
oh, indeed.
Well, Spalding it was, Spalding's dad's company, and then Spalding was gonna take it over, and then he ended up falling in love with, this chick in Sweden, so his brother was, like, a mechanical engineer for, like, a big oil company in the Bay, and he just drops everything. He gets another master's in accounting and taxation or whatever, and then takes over the company.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, that's
anyway,
great,
sorry.
man.
I apologize, I
That's
didn't mean
cool.
to but I just, it's kinda just goes to show, like, he's one of those guys that was always, I'm just looking, but finally, he pulled the trigger. I'm like, "Good for you, man." Like, he wasn't letting the market dictate, none of that. He was just waiting for that perfect one, stacking his breads, living at parents' house. I'm just like, "Well, you're a
Yeah,
genius."
it's not. We didn't have that type of help, but at the same time, it was like we did have some help, like with our, parents and stuff. Like, um, we use all of our money and everything for us when we bought. But again, same thing. Like we just like we stacked our money. We just you know, because me and my wife, we were like couldn't buy any berries, so we just went on like these lavish like trips all the time. Everybody's like, man, how do you guys travel all the time? It's like because we can't own anything, you know. Made our money. We did that like the first 5, 6 years, when we started making money. But
I saw
then
that. I
like
was like, "Man, they're having some fun."
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that's what we were doing, and then, now it's like, oh, yeah. Now it's just like, "You wanna go somewhere?" I'm like, "I don't wanna go anywhere," I just wanna chill,
Why? You got this right
you
here,
know?
why would you want to? Oops, sorry
But,
about
like,
that.
so even her, she's still like she's like for my birthday, she bought me, a flight and, like a 7-day stay in Alaska for myself.
Just you?
Yeah.
Like a
And
fishing
then, yeah.
trip type of thing?
Yeah, well, I have some friends up there that so I game a lot, play games,
Okay,
and so I met some boys out there, and,
okay.
we game every night for the last, like, 3 years during the pandemic. It really did.
That
and they have families and stuff out there in Juneau. So
right
my
on.
wife's like, birthday surprise, you're gonna go up
That's
to Juneau and hang out with your boys.
man, what a awesome wife. That's pretty cool. I'm sure you do amazing things for her too. I'm not saying that you don't. That's pretty
Yeah, yeah,
that's huge. Like, just the fact that you have a kid too, that's pretty hard to for, someone
yeah.
to do.
It
Be
is
like, "Go
because
ahead,
like
babe. I got everything else, just go ahead for 7
yeah,
days."
I think too he's like he's 11 now, so
Oh,
he's
he's
in that
okay,
age
huh?
where he's like self sufficient now and kind of do
That's
his own
cool.
thing,
That's cool.
you know. But
That makes a big difference. My daughter's finally getting to the point where she's, getting a little bit more independent too, and I can only imagine when she's 11, that's gonna be awesome.
well, yeah, well, no, when she's 6, probably 6 or 7.
6,
Girls are like
yeah.
way faster than
That's what I hear.
boys are. Yeah, boys he can't do anything by him. Like, I mean, he cannot kill himself at this age. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
But
that's a
he's
good point.
like good. But yeah, for the most part, he's not going to like do anything dangerous. Where that's what you have to worry about. For girls, they get real smart around 6 or 7. They start tying their shoes or start making their own sandwiches and like just they're just
For
more
real.
they're smart, bro.
Yeah.
They don't want you to do anything for them. You're like, I got it, I got it.
Oh, big time. Yeah, my
Like
daughter's already doing that right now, like,
yeah, yeah,
sorry. She
yeah.
gets
So that's how they are.
tips.
My kid's like, he's like, do everything for me. He's like, he's lazy out. He's like, just find my shoes, dad. you know,
Oh, that's hilarious.
I call him Wheeler because he's like, that's like the life he lives. He's
For
like
real.
Spider Man. Everybody loves him. He's like very charming and like all his teachers love him and stuff. He can do no wrong anywhere he goes.
Yeah,
And he's just, but to me, I'm like, you're just a numbskull. Like you just get away with it.
yeah.
Um,
But you can't blame
yeah,
him,
so like,
man.
yeah,
He gets
so
away with it, why not,
yeah, totally. But yeah, yeah, my wife's cool about that kind of stuff. Like she bought me, she also got me tickets, in September for, Hawaii too. So I hang out with my boys in Hawaii also. So one of my best friends, um, he's from Hawaii and we worked together in LA for a couple years. And then he, became an attorney and moved back there. So he lives in Honolulu now. He lives like one of the skyscraper condos, right next to like the courthouse in Honolulu. And so, and he runs a boxing gym out there too. And so I'm gonna go out there for I think 4 days. And
Man,
I haven't seen him since 2017. I would go to Hawaii all the time, and I'd always like I she always gave me one day to hang out with him. Whenever we went to Hawaii, because otherwise like we just be together all the time.
sure.
Um, but then we have another friend that just moved to Arizona from LA as well, and he's gonna meet us out there as well. So
Oh, very
we're all
cool.
kind of together for that trip too. So yeah, I mean, so I get like my travel in too, and I travel a lot for work. Like I got
Yeah.
Denver next month, and I have Boston for 11 days in
Ooh,
October. So,
and this is
it's
all
just
for negotiating
it's for
contracts?
negotiating or like team building and like classes and stuff and seminars,
Yeah.
do a lot of
Okay.
stuff like that. And so like with our contracts we have multi-employer like pensions and health and welfare um like trusts. And so I set up a couple boards for those too. So I have to go and meet up with the other employer trustees as well, and we sit down and we uh, look at like the overall like health of the plans, and have
Okay.
to make decisions on what those plans you know increases and administration costs and a bunch of other stuff too. So we do that quite a bit. So that's a lot of the travel for just maintaining the benefits for the members.
Cool.
Um, and then sometimes we have contracts that are like master contracts that are like region wide. And so you have to go and meet with other locals who have the same contract, but maybe different areas like Arizona, New Mexico. Like there's one um, car rental company that I manage in San Jose, and then my counterpart manages the one in SFO airport. And that one goes from LA to Denver to Washington.
Oh, wow.
So in order to resolve a lot of the issues that we get with the contracts that upholding the contract terms,
Uh-huh.
we have not multiplayer, I'm sorry, multi-local panels that sit down and make decisions on cases for them.
That
We
makes
get together,
sense.
like, we use that kind of stuff. Yeah, so there's a lot of that kind of travel.
Cool.
So my wife's pretty cool about that stuff, but at the same time, she travels all the time too. Like, she went to Vegas, LA, and San Diego on like consecutive weekends, you know?
Oh,
So,
shit. Okay,
so I
yeah,
was like,
she can't say no.
yeah, so, but the difference is though, she paid for hers and she's paying for mine. So that's what's cool about it.
I
And then my
mean,
work is,
it all comes oh, your work pays for it, okay. Well, I was gonna say it all
yeah,
comes out of the same account, right? When you guys are talking about who pays
yeah,
for
yeah,
what. But if your
yeah.
work's paying for it, that's a different story.
Yeah, my work pays for my travel for work, but then she paying for my my
All the
Alaska
fun
and Hawaii
stuff,
trip.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's
for my
cool.
birthday, so it's like cool, man. You know, but yeah, like it's just it's chill, man. Let's like just want to
Uh,
chill now. You know, get to that
I'm,
age.
I'm super happy for you guys. It seems like you guys are, obviously Instagram and social media only shows the good times, but at the same time, it's really a great tool. Like you said, I missed our 20-year reunion, but that's what Facebook is great for. And I'm able to kind of keep track of a lot of people that I, may not talk to, but we're friends with on Facebook and from high school. And so it's really cool to see people, but, uh, that I wasn't really that close with, but, people like you that I was friends with, it's just awesome to bring I really can't thank you enough for coming on to the show because, like, you just, you didn't have to do it, obviously, and, I just really appreciate the support. I think that, you guys are doing everything right, and what you're doing with your rental, even though it was you got a helpful start that, sometimes that's what it takes, but, I think you could probably agree that, real estate is a good avenue for generational wealth and, you know, um,
Yo,
for the long
absolutely.
run, so
No, I
seems
agree,
like
and I think like the same thing with you, man. Like the reason I came out here and did this stuff is to support you because I think a lot of stuff that you post and things I get to check up on, like you know, it like I'm like I like to watch on market on everything, you know, and my other investments and stuff, and like yeah, like on my stocks and everything else that I do. It's just like you know, I look to my friends that like are into it, you know, and so for you, it's like I always check out your post all the time just to see what you're saying, and yeah, and I check it out, and
appreciate that.
like yeah, you get a lot from it, and so yeah, I just I want you to grow, I want you to keep your business going, you know, what I'm saying, and like maybe some future deals too, like you know, like looking for that property in Tahoe or whatever else it is, like I turn to you, you know, like
Love to help any way I can, my man.
that's what it comes down to. So yeah, so like definitely
Right.
like you know, I think it's great everything that you're doing and and like um posting and like the knowledge that you're dropping constantly on. And like I said, like I always refer back to your videos to see what's kind of going on with the market and, you know, whenever they make a decision for whatever it is, you know.
That's
Um,
awesome, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot, honestly, because you don't ever hear, you just do it, try to do the stay top of mind type of thing, but to be able to actually get some feedback is amazing. I really appreciate that.
I mean, because I think one of the talks that me and you had a while back was like, um, you know, like what we think about buying or whatever. And I think I asked you like, what do you think about purchases right now? You're like, man, it's always good to buy. Like, just buy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I
get out of
did.
it, bro. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, yeah. And I was like, I don't know, bro. Like a pandemic is there, crash. Everybody's always talking about crashing and stuff, you know.
Mhm,
And I started
mhm.
realizing, like, well, what do you want to do though? And I think that's the question I asked myself, like, what are you looking for? Like, looking for somewhere to like live, you know? And it's like, yeah, of course, want to live, then why not buy something? And
Right.
so just that little spark that you gave me was like, all right, well, maybe we'll just start looking, you know. And then we just fell into this development and how this avenue works, you know. And
I'm so glad. But it's just crazy how things work out, like,
this
honestly.
is what happens. So, you know, so thank you, bro. Like, if it wasn't for you, man, I probably wouldn't be sitting here like in my office and like chilling, you
Awesome.
know,
I'm
in my
so glad to hear
blanket.
that. Like, that's awesome. I mean, I had really I'm sure I had very little to do with that, but, it's great that I was able to spark something to get you going, but, I'm just really
Yeah,
happy for you guys. It's awesome. And like I said,
yeah, bro.
we're gonna get together. I'm literally gonna book a tea time for
Yeah, I'm
scheduling it.
down, bro.
Are you more open on, like, weekends, like, Sundays or Saturdays? Where's, like
Oh man, it doesn't matter, dude. It really
okay,
doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll make time for it as long as like next weekend is my kid's birthday, but other than that, like um, I'm not traveling until like the end of August, you know. So
well, I'll
that's when I
give
really start.
a good heads up, that way we can all kinda all 4 of us have families, lives to worry
Yeah, yeah,
about,
yeah.
so, but we'll make it happen eventually and talk some shit and have some fun,
Yeah, 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 so gamble a little money. No, I'm kidding. I don't play like that.
I know, I'm
You ain't go my
terrible,
ass.
I can't. I was like me and John last time we played, we're like, "Oh, yeah, let's play skins, $1 a hole." And after, like, the first hole, we both look at each other like, "Fuck that, man. We both suck too much right now. We'll talk again after the hole 9." And that when we got to 10, we're like, "Nah, we're fucking good."
Yeah, dude. I remember, I remember I thought keep guys like, what'd you score? I was like, "Oh, we're still," I'm like, "I'm still keeping track? I'm not keeping track of my shit." You know, like,
I started
no,
telling
I
y'all, I
think
was
it was
like,
like
"I
a
only
6.
keep track of the good shots. Everything else, who cares?"
Yeah,
But
yeah, I was like,
if
"I
it's
don't
a
know, man." I
bogey
looked at my
or
score at the
better,
end, I'm like, "Oh, I did 96. That's actually not that bad." Like, "What'd you hit?" He's like, 81. I'm like, "Oh,"
you.
like,
Dude, if I break 100, I'm happy. So that's awesome. You get 96, that works.
sometimes that was like my best game.
Oh, that's yeah, that's the beauty of it though. Golf is just you can play till you're super old, barely walking. Uh,
But, I think the cool thing too, like, there's so many great courses here, you know?
oh my god, we're so spoiled. And like you can just keep going towards like northern, south, and eastern. It doesn't matter. Like they're in the mountains, by the bay, they're in the valley.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
Napier is dope now too, they said ever
yeah, it's
since
all
they took
right.
the, Empire Ranch guy, to do
Yeah.
the grounds there,
Oh, they
we have
did.
Empire Ranch, you have Placerville, has a nice I mean, that Placerville is beautiful, but
Uh,
it's hard as
yeah,
shit,
yeah. It's
and,
once you get up into like Auburn and like those really hilly Apple Hill, that type of stuff. Those are or Apple Mountain is a super hard
yeah.
one.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's just being able to experience new courses. And when I got into it, my dad and stepmom were playing, so they were like paying for it. And they take me
Mhm.
every weekend. We go to a different course every weekend. It's so amazing. Like I loved it. That's
Yeah,
how I've
it's not that
ever experienced.
maybe $40, like, it's not that bad, You
Yeah. Oh
know,
well, depends.
the more
If you're getting a
expensive one.
car on a weekend, it's more like 75 to 100, but more like 75.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's
still,
a
it's
beer.
still worth it. That's a whole day. 18 holes and nice. I like to walk anyway with a push cart. Think about my next shot and
Yeah, you guys went to that course in Fair Oaks, last week, right? Or a couple weeks ago?
Carmichael. Yeah, that's
Or
Ansel
Michael, yeah.
Hoffman. That's my home course. If I do book, I was supposed to go play today, but I thought my wife was going out of town today, but it's not till tomorrow. So I have to, and I can't cancel within 24 hours, so I just lost $27. But oh well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, same
Anyway.
here. I just got charged for my workout thing. I told my wife, I was like, I don't feel like it today. I went to jiu-jitsu this week. I don't
Oh,
wanna
my
go."
fault, dude. I
No, that's
totally
all good.
forgot you were trying to go.
No, that's all
Well,
good. Yeah, no, I joined, like, the Orange Theory thing with her, Like,
okay, cool.
like, started doing that together, yeah. So, it was
Nice.
cool, bro, like, when I lost, like, 15 pounds, the guy got me, like, the jump start to get back into jiu-jitsu shape, I went
Yeah,
to
15
jiu-jitsu
is
on Wednesday,
huge.
and I was like, "Still, man, still tap out a bunch of guys,"
I still got it. I still got it.
Yeah. And
Right
then,
on.
but yeah, no, I'm totally down, bro. Like, and then I also like to do too, man. And like I used to live by Hagen Oaks, in high school. My mom bought a house in the Harding area,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
so that's when we moved out of Fair Oaks. But I go to Hagen Oaks like all the time, dude.
Oh,
Great.
I love Hagen. Their driving range, it's just like
Yeah,
Topgolf where it tracks your ball. They have,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a cheap
The
version,
government.
but it's still, it still tracks your ball. And then the super shop, you get awesome whatever you need to buy. Plus, the two courses. Pay for Arden or Arcade Creek, and that one's like cheaper. Or you can play the McKenzie side. McKenzie's more expensive, but it's a lot better. So it's just like you
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
best of both worlds. I like it too, and it's not far from me. I'm in Carmichael near the Arden side. So I can
Okay.
jump yeah, I can just jump on Watt and get onto the freeway and be right there. Or but I prefer Ansel because that's I've been playing there since high school. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
long and so many trees, but I love it. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, as far as courses wise, I'm definitely down to check out your spot. But if you guys just want to get together like a night, like like a Thursday night or whatever, like during a weekday, like
Yeah.
me, and Danny, we'll do like once a month. Like I'll hit him up, like, hey, let's go to Hagen Oaks driving range, and we'll
Oh,
go out
yeah.
there and have a
Yeah.
beer, like 7 o'clock at
Yeah.
night, and it's still warm out,
Yeah.
Usually like around 8, like when it starts getting a little bit darker, so the sun's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
but
A's probably better.
especially in the summer, bro, like it's still warm out and it's popping, man. They got the food trucks and they got
Uh,
like
it's
nice
like a whole event.
bathroom, yeah.
Yeah, like little lounge chairs, and you can even yeah, you can what else did they have? Oh, yeah, they just redid it, like, re-cemented it, so it's just like they have, like, shade stuff and lounge chairs, and I don't know, it just looks
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
That's what I'm
ri
saying. Like
yeah.
it's like a poor man's Topgolf, but
Alcohol
it's
for
cooler.
sure, no doubt,
You know?
and you don't have to go all the way over to freaking Roseville.
Exactly. You're not gonna run dude, I'll go to any day over
Oh,
Roosevelt
for
Topgolf,
real,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
I was just went there a few weeks ago too. It's cool, but, it's just like $100 later.
Yeah, yeah.
Food and drinks and still.
Yeah, so let's plan it, bro. Let's set it
Alright,
up,
bud.
man. I'm down.
Absolutely. Anything else that I missed you wanna talk about real quick?
No, I think we're kind of good. We could always do this again, and maybe take the journey. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm thinking like you know probably like next year or something like that. We're gonna start looking. Like I said, like kind of put like you always do that, bro. You always put in my head like what I'm looking for, and
I love it.
I definitely want to look at some new spots and um, maybe like start talking about that journey, like how that's gonna work out, and you know, um, I think the
Also
most part is like learning that you can do this. You can just go out there and find stuff, and it doesn't have to be like I said, it could be purely for investment purposes or for hustle money, and trying to get that grind, or it could be just for like lifestyle or future endeavors later on, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like you said, like maybe like a cabin or something up the coastline, like towards like Arnold or you know, um, I don't even know, like Point Reyes, like
yeah.
just something out there to where I can just go enjoy and in the future and like getting down that process. I never thought I'd be here. Look at this house and sometimes I was telling my wife I used to have a guilt depression. I'd be sitting here like I don't belong here. I just
Like, you
always sound like
deserve it type of thing?
yeah, you don't deserve it, you don't belong here,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Kinda
um
pinching yourself, like, "How did we even
yeah,
get this?" Yeah, me and my wife, same thing at this house.
yeah,
But, at the same time, like, I kinda have to remind my wife, like, we deserve it, like, worked hard, like, done all everything right, you know what I mean? Everybody else was scared to buy and sell, we did it in the middle of the pandemic. Look where we are, like, if we didn't do that, we would not be here, so yeah.
that's great, man. That's great. So yeah, man. So I mean, like I said, like I think in the future, like we'll get back together and kind of talk about the process and get started and like what we're looking at.
That'd be cool.
And
Absolutely. Maybe do, like, a behind
definitely
the scenes type of thing, and so a long time from here, but, just
yeah, I mean,
give
hopefully
give me
not too long,
access.
man. Hopefully, we start like knocking out some of the stuff and like right now, all of our I feel like all of our funds came into like just putting into buying shit for this house and like doing shit for this house, And we just bought a new projector and a new sound system for the theater room, like
Projectors are
dang
dope.
it.
They're so dope. I love them.
Yeah, I get the brown one that's like the close throw, like you
Oh,
just put it
yeah?
right in front of the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is that better? Is it easier that way?
yeah, it's a laser, so it's
Oh,
higher
quality.
resolution and everything. And you don't have to. It doesn't have to be like far away. You don't have to have like a power source like in
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah.
I'm all done because like I said, I paid for all the stuff.
Oh, no.
Like
And
two
then you
grand
ended
on
up
wire
getting that one?
for the ground.
Hey, it's still
But
there. You can still tie into that for something else. You never know, you know?
yeah, yeah,
So
totally. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe speakers or something. I'll have some floating
that's so
LED
dope.
lights or something. I don't know.
Exactly, exactly. You never know.
Gotta figure out a reason for it. But yeah, bro, let's plan it out. Let's do a golf thing and then you invite you and your family over. You bring your daughter. She can swimming.
I love that.
And